Hey guys, what's up? I'm so sorry it took me forever to upload another video. But I'm back, so don't be bummed out. I know you missed me. But let's just put all that aside and talk about what we're gonna be doing today. I came across what I thought was a really funny episode of Dr. Phil. It's where a grandma calls the police on her 6-year-old grandchild. I don't want to say why right now because I don't want to, spoil the whole point of the video. But I'm sure you guys are tired of hearing me right now, so I'm just gonna play the video.
My 6-year-old granddaughter loved to play games on my cell phone. One day, my phone was missing. My granddaughter would not give me my phone back, and Janine would not tell her to give me my phone.
Liz told my 6-year-old that she was going to call the police and have her arrested.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
There's no way an old lady just threatened to call the cops on a 6-year-old child. And what makes it even funnier is that it's her own fucking grandchild.
I went to the neighbor's house and asked them to call the police. Neighbor called 911.
When the police officer realized that nothing was going on, he said, "Had a nice day," and left.
I just want to give props to the people who edit Dr. Phil's episodes because they always manage to make even the dumbest shit so dramatic. And that's one of the main reasons why I think Dr. Phil is just so funny.
At this point, my children have all told me that they don't want to have a relationship with their grandmother, and knowing how my mother acts and how dramatic she is, I don't blame them.
How could you blame them? She called the cops on a 6-year-old.
You called the police on a 6-year-old because they wouldn't give you your phone back?
I didn't call the police on a 6-year-old because she wouldn't give me my phone back.
Stop the cap.
I called the police because my daughter refused to have her daughter return my phone. She knew exactly where it was.
I didn't know where it was. I had asked her several times, give Alma her phone so that she'll leave the room and you can just stay in here with me. And you scared her, you terrified her.
In fact, to this day, every time she sees a police officer, she cowers a little bit. She thinks that they're there for her.
She literally told me she does not want to see you because you called the police on her.
You called the cops on a 6-year-old?
I didn't call.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, you tell her, Dr. Phil. Set her straight. Send her to the nursing home.
Now, don't play semantics with me. You called the cops on a 6-year-old.
I wanted my phone, Dr. Phil. She had looked on my phone. She had read through all my text messages.
So what if a 6-year-old looks through your phone? They can barely read. And even if she's talking about the woman that looked through her phone, what are you hiding? I hope you're not sexting her husband.
I felt very violated.
After you gave the phone to the kids
And you thought that was a police matter.
I told them it's not an emergency.
The whole point of calling 911 is asking for help during an emergency. There is a number for the police department that deals with stuff that aren't emergencies. Like, you're just blocking up the line. I can't tell you exactly what that number is, because I can't really remember it. But you could probably look it up. Someone's kid could be drowning right now, and they're trying to call 911, but they can't get to 911 because you're blocking up the line.
But you called 911, which is an emergency number.
I really don't want to argue with you about it. It's just,
Well, I wouldn't either if I were you.
I don't want to argue about
I
it.
mean, come on. I mean, I'm just talking about common sense here.
And-
If you guys are living in a place that is really a bad mess.
Well, let me ask you this, Dr. Phil. If she thought it was so deplorable, why'd she even move in? And then why did she complain when we asked her to leave?
Well, it doesn't have to. That's a good question. I don't know.
Well, let me ask you this question. Why is the house in such bad array to begin with?
It's not. It was in a mess because I was not feeling good at the time. But under normal circumstances, it's not.
Now, come on, don't try to defend me.
No, I'm not trying to.
indefensible.
I'm just trying to defend.
I'm just trying to be reasonable. There's two sides to this, and if the place is a pigsty, it's a pigsty.
Yeah, no, and again, it wasn't the best situation. Again, I was working. I was coming home after work, helping out as much as I could. We had a 13-year-old who, after school, she was helping. And again, we had another person in the house who was supposed to be helping, but wasn't pulling their weight. Because of that, again, obviously, Liz likes to always be the victim in a lot of situations. What will happen is she'll make up a
Why are you making that face? What kind of facial expression even is that?
situation such as, again, she didn't call the police, yet she just admitted she called the police. You know, she went next door. I didn't give them the local number. You know, it wasn't an emergency, and yet they responded in an emergent fashion. She always comes up with these stories and somehow is the victim of these situations that she creates herself.
Gotcha. I'll get that in a minute. Now answer my question.
Yes, sir.
Why are you raising 4 children in a house that is in such disarray? You weren't feeling good? Got it. There are a lot of other people in the house, and you weren't an invalid.
I aired those same grievances. I shouldn't be the only one responsible for picking up after everybody, so that is something that I aired my grievances with, including with Liz.
And Dr.
And
Phillips.
I have had my discussions with Nathan about it too. So I mean,
And you weren't helpless, right?
no, I still got up and cooked dinners and took care of the kids. And
you know, here's the problem I've got. And listen, this is just common sense. And look, I see a lot of stuff sitting up here.
Sure.
And you guys are calling in the government to your family. You don't want to be doing that.
No.
yeah, and that's exactly why we'd had enough with Liz.
All right, well, that's the end of that, you know, funny-ass episode of Dr. Phil. That genuinely might be my favorite episode of Dr. Phil so far. And before this video ends, I just genuinely want to say that I'm sorry that I could not make another video. I just haven't really been able to build up that motivation to make another one. But hopefully I can, you know, start getting more consistent with these videos. With all that being said, and if you guys watched to the very end, thank you so much. Actually comment something. I'm going to put something random on the screen, and I want you to comment if you made it to the very end. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.
Fuck, niggas always tryna take my shit. How you gon' feel